Well, hello again. I was watching a TV programme called Close Encounters Downunder the other day, and they included this bit here about Avi Loeb and the Galileo project, which I thought was quite interesting, worth a mention. This is on the big screen, so sorry, there's a bit of a delay between me pressing pause or, play, unlike the computer. Get some sound.
Says keeping an open mind to all possibilities is key to eventually understanding the universe in which we live. Avi Loeb has been ridiculed by his peers for his views on close encounters. But locating a meteor that crashed into the sea to Australia's north could change everything.
On January 8th, 2014, a missile warning system of the US government detected a meteor about 100 miles off the coast of Papua New Guinea. The explosion, the disintegration of this object released a few percent of the energy released in the Hiroshima atomic explosion.
Okay, so he's going to go to about 100 miles off the coast of Papua New Guinea, and he's going to look for an interstellar object that crashed into the sea. When it crashed into the sea, it released a energy equivalent to a few percent of the nuclear explosion that occurred above Hiroshima in 1945. Now, that was a 16 kiloton bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. Okay, so it released the same energy as 640 tons of TNT when this meteor hit the sea. So, would you realistically, if it released that amount of energy, if you saw 640 tons of TNT detonate, would you really expect to find anything of the actual 640 ton bomb? If you actually made a bomb with 640 tons of TNT in it, and you put it on a boat and you floated it out over into the 100 miles off the coast of Papua New Guinea, and then pressed the button and it went bang, would there be anything left of that? Would there be anything detectable left of that? So, I've heard people say that, he's looking for this sort of 3-foot diameter meteorite, with this 6-foot diameter meteorite, but he's not. He's looking for extremely small fragments of it. It would have been blown to pieces with the equivalent of 640 tons of TNT. Certainly there's no harm in going and having a look. I mean, you never know your luck. You might find something, but it doesn't sound terribly likely, does it? Okay, let's see what else they've got to say.
Not much bigger than a basketball, it was the object's unusual behavior that piqued Avi's interest. First of all,
okay, so it wasn't much bigger than a basketball. So it wasn't 3 meters in diameter, it wasn't 6 meters in diameter. It wasn't much bigger than a basketball. So if you can imagine a basketball-sized object crammed with 640 tons of TNT and then detonated, do you really think you'll find any of it? Certainly, I think it's a good idea to keep an open mind, and if you're clutching at straws, which they obviously are, I'd say, because the interstellar objects aren't raining down on the Earth all the time, and you know where one came down, and you can get the funding for it. There's no harm in going and having a look. And I really wish them luck, but I won't be holding my breath, to be honest, with regard the results on anything they find.
It was moving faster than your average meteor. It's this fact, and others, that have led him to believe it could be a UFO from another solar system.
It was moving at 45 kilometers per second, a very high speed, about 18.7 kilometers above the ocean's surface. And when we extrapolated back in time, we realized this object came from outside the solar system. It was moving really fast, faster than 95% of all stars near the sun. And so that implied that not only that it's unbound to the sun, but also it was moving twice as fast as stars move relative to the sun in its vicinity. Definitely an interstellar object in origin.
Australian National University astrophysicist Brad Tucker has also studied the object and its flight path. He agrees its unusual characteristics could suggest the object is advanced alien technology.
The speed was drastically different than other meteors that we know of coming from our own solar system. It was also coming at a different angle, with our solar system being the shape of kind of a disk. Most of the meteors we get come from very distinct regions of space.
Yeah, what he means is that most of the meteors we get are in the same plane as our solar system. This thing wasn't. So if you can imagine, the solar system is more or less a flat disk. Meteorites from within our solar system would be coming sort of horizontally through that disk, whereas this came at an angle into the disk, as did Oumuamua.
And they come for very distinct speeds. In order to travel interstellar, what this means is you've had to have enough energy to escape the gravitational pull of that star. So in order to escape another star system, you have to have a huge amount of energy and therefore a huge amount of speed, which immediately makes it interesting. Was it something that got flung out of the solar system, potentially? Was it something purposely built to leave the solar system, potentially? But until you at least calculate where it came from and where it landed, none of those questions can really go beyond those questions.
Yeah, but where it came from isn't going to tell you whether it's synthetic or not, is it? You do need to get hold of it and actually examine it to find out whether it's actually a vehicle or whether it's just a rock. And of course, he's saying it's going to need lots and lots of energy for it to escape the solar system, but we've managed to do that. The Voyager 1 has left our solar system. So, you're not talking about impossible amounts of energy like you might be when people start talking about warp drives and things. Okay, let's move on.
Anything that has enough speed to escape a stellar system is going to be powerful. And if it's a comet, that's exciting. If it is a satellite from another stellar system, that's also interesting as well.
I would have thought if it was a satellite from another stellar system, that would be more exciting than it being a rock, personally. Come on, Dr. Tucker, please. That would, if it was a satellite, if it was a bit of technology from another solar system, that would be interesting as well. I would think that would make it the most interesting object ever found by man, to be perfectly honest. Okay.
Could another alien civilization done this? Not on purpose, but they were like us.
Another alien civilization? How many are there? Could an alien civilization have done this, maybe? Maybe Dr. Tucker considers the human race alien. So this would be yet another alien civilization.
They wanted to look at the edge of their solar system, and their probes just kept going. And statistically, it could happen that it just came into our solar system.
Hang on. Statistically, it could happen that it came into our solar system. What are the statistics on alien spacecraft coming into our solar system? I'm not aware of any, personally.
So, how to prove the interstellar credentials of this object? Simple. Avi Loeb plans to travel to the bottom of the ocean to retrieve it.
The expedition near Papua New Guinea.
This is after it hit the surface with the and released the same energy as around 640 tons of TNT, remember. A basketball-sized object, and he's going to go there and retrieve it.
Would explore the Pacific Ocean.
Avi is confident they can recover this alien object. And he's received funding for the mission.
That will be the first time, with an investment of only a few $1 million, that we will be able to put our hands on material that came from outside the solar system in a large object. That was never done by humanity before, so it's very exciting to figure out whether this object was natural or artificial.
So was it a large object or was it basketball size? This is all over the place, isn't it?
In origin. I guess this meteor chose a very attractive landing site for us to examine.
It's a bold proposal, but as governments acknowledge, UFOs are potentially real. Science is also coming around.
Well, UFOs are real, you know, unidentified flying objects are spotted. You see something in the sky, don't know what that is, makes it a UFO. That doesn't mean they're alien spacecraft, not by a very long chalk.
And Avi Loeb's expedition might be a game changer in the search for extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, okay, so it may be a game changer, indeed, if he finds bits of it and it turns out to be an alien spacecraft. As I say, I don't think he's going to, but certainly no harm in looking. And it's probably a good thing that someone like Avi Loeb is prepared to just say, look, okay, we don't know what it is. You know, if someone gives me some money, I'll go and see if I can find it and have a look at it. So we can find out for sure and certain whether it's, you know, a synthetic probe engineered by a technological species, or whether it's just a rock. There's no harm in doing that at all. And it says here that Avi Loeb is currently planning his mission to retrieve the interstellar object from the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. It would be good if he told us what he expects to retrieve after telling us that it released a similar sort of energy as a few % of the Hiroshima atomic weapon. You know, because honestly, you know, if I put my car on top of 640 tons of TNT and then press the red button, I don't think I'd expect to find very much of it. Okay, now just a quick word about Oumuamua. And that is that Avi Loeb speculated that it could be a solar sail. Now, no one has ever asked Avi Loeb to explain how he thinks a solar sail could tumble towards the sun. Now, if it's a solar sail, because it was sort of much longer than it was wide, very thin apparently, so the speculation was that it could have been some sort of solar sail, but the tumbling motion, I think, would mean that it couldn't be a solar sail. So if you could imagine a solar sail tumbling towards a star, that would be a lot like a piece of balsa wood, you know, a foot long, 3 inches wide, tumbling towards an operating fan. Now, I'm sure if I do have some balsa wood actually, I do have a fan. I could try that experiment. I might even try that experiment and tack it on to the end of this video. But I don't think I could get that balsa wood to tumble towards the fan. You know, using the fan to simulate the solar wind, of course. and having the balsa wood simulating Oumuamua tumbling towards it. I just don't think that would work. Maybe somebody out there could explain that for us, or if somebody watches this and is going to be interviewing Avi Loeb, maybe they could ask him. All right, well, if that is not tacked on the end of this, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll catch you again.